DeMarvion, Coach Sark yesterday said that he thought this game is going to play out in the trenches, both on the offensive and defensive side. So just curious how that's been emphasized to you this week, and what does your defensive line allow you specifically to do at your position?
Well, I feel like going into any game, the front is going to control the game. So we dominate the front, we win the game. It's just like that. And as far as emphasizing how that goes, D-line, linebackers meeting later on in the day, making sure everybody's in the right fits, making sure we all on the same page, and just going from there, because we know our D-line is real good. So just them, we get them going, we going. At the end of the day, whoever controls the line up front is going to win this game.
Danny, go ahead.
DeMarvion, with things, I guess, supposed to be quote unquote normal this weekend as far as fans and all that stuff, I'm kind of curious, did you miss that last year? And what was it like as a player, kind of playing in quarter-full stadiums and not having all the fans outside? Maybe your family couldn't come visit you, all that.
I did miss it, and I tell the sophomores this year that they're basically freshmen all over again because they didn't get the experience that Bevo walk or that 100,000 fans in the stadium. It's different, way different than 25,000. Even though last year 25,000, it was still rocking in DKR, but 100,000 is way different. I'm looking forward to seeing the stadium packed out again, walking down Bevo Boulevard. Dapping up the fans, because, I love doing that. That's one reason why I came to this place, for that right there, one of that tradition, walking around, seeing the fans before the game. That gets me pumped up. So I'm ready to do it again. I definitely missed it last year.
Chuck, go ahead.
Yeah, Louisiana is a group of 5 team, but they're also ranked in the AP top 25, 2 spots behind you guys. When you look at them on film, what do you see?
I see a very, a well put together group. They got 21 of their 22 starters returning, so they know how to play with each other. They're a heck of a football team. You can tell that they've been playing together for a while. The way that they move around, the way that they do things offensively. So it's going to be a great game, a great opponent, and but we got something on our side of the ball too, ready for them.
Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, DeMarvion, Sark was concerned about linebacker depth coming out of spring practice. I'm curious how much you think that shored up over the last few months, and what gives you confidence that your group can really make a big impact this year.
Yes. In the spring, we did lack depth at the linebacker position just because, injuries and people not being here. But with the incoming transfers and freshmen and people being healthy, now I say we got probably the most depth on the team. And the way where we can substitute linebackers without missing a step goes to show you a lot of how we worked this summer, how we worked during fall camp, because, everybody that can play good will play. So, that's definitely one thing that we emphasize over the summer and during fall camp, just the linebacker group, 2s, 3s, all being ready to play. And that's how we are.
Brian, go ahead.
DeMarvion, now that you've been through a full August with PK, just wanted to get your thoughts on him as the defensive coordinator and his leadership. And do you think he's on board with maybe getting a few Agent Zero armbands?
PK, he's a good dude. He's a great coach. I love him to death. Like I tell people all the time, he sets everybody up for success. He puts us in the right spots to make plays. And, if I could get Coach in a couple armbands, I'd call this a successful year.
Chip, go ahead.
DeMarvion, what have you seen from Luke Brockermeyer throughout camp and coming into Saturday, and then also from Jalen Ford and Devin Richardson?
As far as Luke, he's ready. I get this asked a lot about him. Luke's been working since he got here. He busted his butt off spring, summer, fall camp. So he's ready. I think he's probably the most pumped in the locker room to get out there Saturday. But as far as Jay Ford and D Rich as well, I mean, those guys been putting in work all spring, all summer, all fall camp as well. So they're definitely ready too. So I just can't wait to see them play beside me, with me. You know, it's going to be a show.
John Hyde, go ahead.
Marion, you talk about the experience that Louisiana has, and I know you guys have respect for them, but what gives you the confidence that you guys will go in and take care of business on Saturday?
This is how we come to work every day. You can tell everybody's focused, everybody's tuned in, everybody's locked into what Coach got to say. We're going out there and we just executing. I have full belief that come Saturdays, nothing's going to change. We're going to go out there, do exactly what we've been practicing and executing. You know, they're going to make a couple plays, but the way we practice all fall camp, all summer, you know, we faced adversity. So, you know, that's just part of the game. But I definitely feel like we're ready and, you know, we're ready for their best shot.
Cole, go ahead.
DeMarvion, as one of the leaders of this locker room, somebody who's played in the system, played at Texas, and as one of the veterans, do you think that there's a little bit of added pressure for you to come out and set the tone for the start of the season on Saturday?
No, I don't feel no pressure at all. It's just part of being a leader, you know. Basically just going out there and doing what I know to do, what I've been practicing, not changing anything up, just going out there and playing football. And basically just bringing my team along with me. Because as you know, people play off of how their leaders play. So me just taking that role of being a leader, just going out there and doing what I do. And, you know, it's going to trickle down to everybody else.
Got time for two last ones. Mike, go ahead.
Marvin, I wanted to ask you about being out during the off season and not having an opportunity to get out there. What was your mindset during that time, and how are you feeling today?
My mindset was just stay positive. Of course, nobody wants to sit on the sideline watching people do what they love to do. But it was just to stay positive, stay focused, you know, lead from the sideline, work on my vocal leadership, and just dive into the game more as a linebacker, you know, learn stuff that I can't see exactly on the field. So seeing that from the sideline and be like, okay, taking it to the field room, you know, just seeing stuff from afar. I felt like it bettered me at the position. And, you know, I'm ready to go now.
Jeff, go ahead.
DeMarvion, you said a moment ago that Luke was probably the most pumped up on the team and ready to go for Saturday. What makes you think that? Is there anything special he's saying or doing that is just feeding you more energy?
Just Luke. If you ever been around Luke, he's always up, and you know it's his first start as a linebacker at the university that his dad played at. So you know that's always carried along with him. So just getting his opportunity after sitting on the sideline for 3 years to come out here and do what he loves to do at the university that he grew up loving. I can just tell he's ready, just seeing it at his face every practice, how he practiced.
Last one, Terry, you're up.
Hi, good afternoon, and hope you had a great practice. Are there any specifics that you can identify between last season and this season where you've seen a dramatic improvement in your skill? You're an amazing player already, but between last season and season, can you say specifically that you've gone this far and raised the bar on for yourself?
I would say that the game is slower to me. My reaction time is faster. I can see things more clearly now in the box. You know, last year just going to the position, you know, it was kind of fast to me at first. But now I feel comfortable again. I got my confidence back, and you know that's a big thing when you're playing this sport like this, to be comfortable and have confidence. So just being out there and everything's just slowed down. I can play faster, you know, react faster, you know, just do all the things that I've been coached to do at a faster rate and better.
Bijan, Coach Sark said yesterday that he thinks this game's going to come down a lot to what goes on the line of scrimmage, both on the offense and defense. And I know the offensive line is a key component to what you're able to do. So what have you seen from your guys this week that gives you the confidence y'all be able to run the football and win on the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, the offensive line this week, they came out with a new mindset coming into this week of just attacking everything that they see in front of them. They know their jobs. So, if you know your job, then it's a lot easier to execute. So all five of the offensive linemen, that have been up there for the ones, they've been having a nasty mentality and a nasty mindset because they understand, how we're going to win this game and what we have to do to execute and win the game.
Chip, go ahead.
Bijan, what in terms of how the offense has come together, and it sounds like both quarterbacks are going to play. What gives you confidence that this offense will be able to, put points on the board and get it done Saturday?
Well, I feel like we have an explosive offense all over the field from the receiving group to the running back group to even the quarterbacks, the tight ends. Everybody on this offense, is very explosive, very talented, and we've been together for 8 months now, just executing this offense. But I just know that both quarterbacks, have the potential to be great, and they come with the work mentality every day in practice. So I'm very confident in both of them, and I know you got Hudson starting, so we'll see how everything goes. But I just know that God has a plan for this team, like I always say, and we'll be okay.
Brian, go ahead.
Bijan, I have no doubt that you've got friends who probably thought that Casey would be the starter, and I'm sure you've got friends who thought Hudson would be the starter. What would you tell somebody when they ask you, hey, why this guy over that guy? What have you seen that gives you confidence?
Man, I feel that they're both talented. They could both win when your team is season, or when you're season a team. And I just feel that they're just high profile guys. They execute well. I know you have to make a decision when it comes down to a coach, for the team, but both guys work hard. Both guys have a lot of talent, and when we go on Saturday, I know they're both going to play, but I just know that they're both going to, do well for the team and execute well, for everybody that's watching.
Chuck, you're up.
Bijan, at Big 12 Media Days, you talked about how much you liked Steve Sarkisian's offense and what he brought. I was just curious, now that you've been through pretty much all of preseason camp, have you had a chance to get to know him much, or what's, I guess, struck you beyond just the X's and O's about him and his approach and maybe him as a person?
Well, Coach Sarkisian recruited me, so we've been having kind of a relationship, before college. I knew him in high school, but then now that he came here, we just became a lot closer, personally, and we talk all the time just about how life's going, how everything is, outside the field, but even on the field, we are building a connection where he can trust me to be anywhere on the field and do everything for this offense. So I mean, Coach Sark is obviously I feel he's a great guy. Everybody knows that, but I just know that him as a coach, he will really help a player out, and he will really help you out by understanding the game and outside of life.
John High, you're up.
Bijan, you always, like you said, say that God has a plan for this team. What do you believe that plan is, and has he told you what it is?
Man, I mean, I can see, certain things, in practice, but I haven't got that clarification yet. I just keep praying about it, and, I just know that he'll answer, whatever prayers that we do pray about. But, I just always trusted him, and I always say it, but I'm just high on my faith, and, we'll see what happens, during the season.
Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, Bijan, just wanted to ask about Denzel Okafor, a guy that's been here for, 6 years. He's outlasted 2 head coaches. What does it mean to have that sort of veteran presence on the team? What does he bring to y'all? And, what's it been like just having that guy that's been through pretty much everything you could experience at this level?
Well, it shows a change in the offensive line because he's such a mature guy, and he's been around, a lot of different offenses, different coaches, different schemes that he's seen against other teams. So, having his presence there and knowing what he is capable of doing, by himself, but how he helps the offensive line around him, understand, pressures, understand defenses, understand the whole field. It takes a big leader to, understand all that stuff because he's been here so long, but, he shows it on the field, and, how aggressive he is to be an example to everybody else. It's awesome to have him on the offensive line.
Got time for 2 last ones. Danny, go ahead.
I was kind of wondering your overall thoughts on this Louisiana team, and are you enjoying getting to actually study and watch film on a different team, not get ready for your guys across the way in practice.
Yeah, man. It's awesome studying against a different team. I love playing against our defense, but at some point you just want to get across somebody else or play against somebody else. But that's a talented team over there. They have a lot of great talent on defense. They're very experienced. Most of their team has like 3-year starters, and a lot of them are coming back. But I just love playing against that kind of a team and that kind of a challenge, and I'm just ready to go against them.
Last one, Sam, you're up.
Hey, Bijan, I know Coach Sarkisian's offense has a lot of RPO elements. I know that's something that is common in the game, but I'm curious, as he's installed this offense, what has stood out to you about the way he does RPOs or the way you guys execute them on the field?
Well, Coach Sark loves to utilize space and take advantage of the space that we have on the field. And I just see a lot of different, zone attacks through, even from the running backs, getting us out in space. And even in our running plays, how we run the football, try to seek out that open space. So when we do get to the second or third level defenders, we can do what we're get to do and make people miss and, try to score the touchdowns. But even for the receiving group, just open up and get the space that they need. And so because it stresses out defenses and, it makes us as an offense, we can execute a lot more and a lot better.
Joshua, good afternoon. Hope you had a great practice. Can you share with us what working with Coach Coleman has meant for your game and just how he's helped you become a better receiver and how has he helped you improve as a player?
For one, Coach Coleman's a guy that's always going to bring the intensity level up in the wide receiver room. He knows what to expect. He knows the ins and outs of the games. He has played at the highest level, a level that we all are trying to get to. So, why not try and take his coaching? For me personally, he's helped me just become the best receiver. Everything that you see now that I've put on the field has come from him. He's just, probably one of the best coaches relationship-wise. He done just what's best for you on the field, but off the field as well. We've grown closer and closer these past 2 years. I'm thankful for him. I'm excited to see what we do in the future.
Chip, go ahead.
Joshua, can you talk about I know Kelvonte Dixon had the ankle injury, but can you talk about how he's improved or what you've seen from him in his development?
Yeah, we call him Moochie in the wide receiver room, but Moochie's probably one of the fastest guys on the team. Even with his ankle injury, he was still, when he came back, he wasn't 100%, but he's one of those guys that he's new to the position, but has all the talent in the world to become one of the, a great wide receiver. He's fast, good hands, good routes, good football IQ. Moochie's my guy, man. I'm excited to see what he does in the future as well.
Brian, you're up.
Joshua, just wanted to know what's been your impressions of Hudson and how he puts the ball on you guys and just how he's carried himself the last couple of weeks in the huddle and around the locker room.
I have a lot of respect for Hudson. He came in, off the rip, he already had to earn his spot, and in my opinion, he definitely put in the work. Hudson's a great guy. Went from receiver, to quarterback. I haven't seen a transition that easy in a minute. I have a lot of respect for him. I feel like we're gonna win a lot of games with Hudson at quarterback.
Mike, go ahead.
Josh, I wanted to ask you, you've gone through a lot since you've been at the University of Texas, the ups, the downs, the highs and the lows. What do you think the biggest experience that you've had that helped you grow to be the player that you are today?
That's a good question. I've learned a lot. I don't regret anything at all. Everything that I went through, I've learned some valuable lessons from it. Good things and bad things. But the most important thing I've learned is to never get too high with yourself, never get too low with yourself. Always stay level-headed, always stay humble. Just no matter what happens in life, don't lose yourself. Because if you lose yourself, that's a pretty deep hole you put yourself into. So it's a thing I took away from my suspension my sophomore year. It was, you know, I had a lot of people that turned their back on me, a lot of people that, you know, gave up on me, even, you know, some of my closest family members. But the people that mattered the most, they're still here with me, you know. So just never get too high, never get too low.
Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, Joshua, obviously, you know, Casey and Hudson both do a lot of things really well, and I think that's why this competition came down to the very end. But is there one area or facet of the game, you know, where Hudson really excelled that you think kind of allowed him to take, you know, that next step over Casey heading into week one?
No, not really. I mean, Casey's a great quarterback as well. I'm not taking nothing away from Casey. They're both great quarterbacks, and I feel like we can win with both of them. At the end of the day, it's not my choice. You know, it's Coach Sark's choice. So I guess, you know, that would be a question for him. You know, not me. But Hud, you know, he can throw it. You know, his football IQ is pretty good. Casey as well, but I guess Coach Sark felt like, you know, Hud can get the job done.
Got time for the three last ones in queue. Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, Joshua, obviously both guys are going to play Saturday at quarterback. I'm curious, in your mind, how are they different?
How are they different? I would say Casey's more of a mobile quarterback. You know, Hud can escape the pocket as well, but, you know, I think Casey may be a little faster. Hud, in my opinion, their arm strength may be, you know, about the same. But the thing that sticks out to me the most when I think about that question is Casey's probably a little faster, can move a little bit side to side, you know. Yeah.
Anwar, you're up.
Yeah, Joshua, you know, last year you guys had to go through a lot of a rotation, you know, with the receiver thing. Sometimes you get hot and then you want to go back in for a while. It seems like Sark is playing the best guys and doesn't seem like you're going to come off the field all that much. What's the difference like for a receiver when you know you're going to be out there more as opposed to rotating as much as you previously did?
Just making every opportunity count. You know, every ball that comes my way, you know, make the play. You know, every block that comes my way, make the block. Just showing these coaches that, you know, that you're on the field for a reason, you know, being accountable, doing your job, you know, and if you do that at the end of the day, you know, the game will turn out how we want it to.
Last one, Sam, you're up.
Hey, Joshua, you guys have been working in this offense and learning this offense for the last 8 months. I'm curious, what excites you the most about what you guys will be able to put on the field on Saturday? What should the fans be expecting to see from this offense on Saturday?
A lot of explosive plays, I'll tell you that. You know, a lot of explosive plays, a lot of guys coming up, you know, making some big time catches, you know. And not only that, but just seeing everybody doing what they do, you know. It's not just one receiver that'll be making plays. Everybody will make plays in this offense, you know, if you do what you're coached to do. So, you know, if it's one thing I can tell the fans to expect, you know, a lot of big explosive plays.